Hi and welcome to True Tempo. This is Thursday now, and I started this video on Tuesday. So in a moment there will be an old intro. I just want to say, hang on for the end in the closing thoughts. I have because it's Thursday, we now have stats from Eternal Weekend that I didn't have on Tuesday. So I'll go through that at the end of the video. Enjoy. Hi, and welcome to True Tempo. It's the week after Eternal Weekend in Lucca, Italy. And I didn't go, but I did see some of the coverage, and it looked awesome. Looked like it was a great tournament with, as expected, a really open metagame. In the end, it was Affinity that took it down, but I don't think you can say that any one deck, as far as I know, was like a dominant factor. It was kind of a landscape of, in the beginning, day one, is it Tempo being the biggest deck, the most played deck, with I think 10 or 12% or something like that. But on day two, Dimir Tempo was the most played deck, and it converted, so to speak, converted better than Is It, and maybe because it preyed upon, but on Is It, but I assume also because people were more prepared for Is It, and Is It is a bit more weak to targeted hate, whereas Dimir, it might be a slower deck, but it has the tools to, with Thought Seize and hard removal, to go toe to toe with a lot of different strategies, and I think that kind of prevailed, since Is It was the go-to tempo deck. Of course, a lot of people knew that and chose Dimir exactly because of that reason. But that's the beauty of metagaming. So now, in the aftermath, I feel like a lot of people will be playing Dimir, and different combo decks like Doomsday, Show and Tell. That will definitely be on the radars, as it was before, and as it still is. Kind of all kinds of deck aficionados could find something sweet in the standings, I believe, after the weekend. So I think going into tournaments, going on Magic Online in the coming weeks will be just a plethora of different decks. But that being said, I do think that Dimir Tempo is like the most expected, like the biggest deck in numbers, is what I imagine. And because of that, I wanted to try like a little experiment, which is going full on Murktide and not playing any Delvers because of Bowmasters out of the Dimir decks. I think that's not the time. That's kind of suicidal. Um, but Murktide is like the Dimir deck is kind of soft to that, and so I wanna turbocharge Murktide with Thought Scour, and when you put stuff into the bin, it's not only Murktide. Maybe it can also put some Barragoyfs in the bin that we can reanimate, or just a Bowmaster that we can reanimate to get a kind of discount on the mana cost, and as a kind of a bigger portfolio of cards we can choose from, in the sense of the cards you have in hand, and then whatever reanimate can target in the graveyard. And I'm also hoping to to reanimate Murktide and play another one, so the first one gets really big. I kind of imagine that that's a realistic scenario when you play Thought Scour and 4 Murktides. Other than that, I am playing one more blue source in the mana department because I want to play Murktide. I'm less relying on the swamp. So the swamp is like a wasteland in a sense, and then I put the fourth waste in the sideboard. Um, Not so much removal. That might be an issue. I'm hoping that Reanimate can do a lot of nice things. Also, like reanimating dangerous monsters from the opponent, just making me the better Bowmaster deck, going deeper on Bowmasters in the kind of mirror than the opponents. And then I'm planning to grind harder after board with Kaito, with Bowmasters. Drown in the Log is my, as I mentioned last week, my split card of countering dangerous combo pieces like Doomsday and also shooting either Baragorth or Tamio and maybe other cards out of a tempo package. And I have just a second Brazen for Chalice, hoping that's not too high in the metagame. And yeah, without further ado, let's see if Thought Scour can win games. Alright, let's play some Sweet Legacy, and I think my opponent might be on some kind of tempo. They won the die roll, and well, let's keep. We need a land to be really happy. But maybe Thought Scour will get there. For the time being, I rather want a Thought Scour than Surveil, just so I can high roll a Murktide. Like, if I Thought Scour, that's 3 cards in the bin, and with 2 fetches, that's a Murktide on turn 2. So that's kind of the sweet draw. Thoughtseize. Okay, well, I'm scouring. Question is, yeah, I'm just gonna grab an Underground Sea. Okay. So, no land. Are they gonna take this Brainstorm? Maybe. I'm not forcing, but I mean, they have to respect me just having a land on top, and if they don't take Murktide, then I have Murktide protected by Force. So I think they're gonna take Murktide. Force. Okay, so they're doing something dangerous. Gonna Brainstorm. Maybe they just have Daze Wasteland. Sad face. What am I hiding here? Ponder, I guess. And I'm happy to get rid of Brazen. That's really heavy. Yeah. Okay, well, hoping the Daze will do something, but I think I'm just gonna get wasted. Yeah. Yep. 2 blanks on top, and I'm actually just gonna concede. 2 blanks on top is yeah, I don't believe in that game. I prefer moving on. So Tamios, I think I like Wasteland just for the 20th land. I don't like forces. I could slow down a bit on my Thought Scours to have a bit more removal. I think I want that. And I could also cut Daze. I could cut like 1 Daze, 1 Thought Scour. Yeah, just because I expect the game to go long. And then Daze isn't awesome. Still is never going to be bad on the play. Like Baragorf is hit or miss, but I'm hoping that with my Reanimate, it's mostly a hit. The miss part is that it gets pushed and dazed easily, but maybe if you present enough threats, you stick a Goif in the end. Yeah, that game was that was a non-game. I hope you understand the concession there, but having 2 non-land draws, and they'll get to 4-6. Yeah, it's almost impossible actually to beat the Temio ultimate by itself with those non-lands on the top. And the big question is, should I have gone for the island instead of the underground sea? I felt that I had so much to do that required black mana, including the snuff out, that that was too weak of a play. But definitely open for that being wrong, because as you saw, the ponder and the island would have been a good team. So, I mean, that's fine. I'm just wondering how I play. I think I'm fine with just getting Underground Sea, letting them waste if they want to, building towards Murktide. Okay, that's decent. I want one of those lands, but not both. So I'll put the Brainstorm on top. So if they Thoughtseize, maybe they take the Brainstorm, thinking it's essential or unique. On my turn, I'm gonna Brainstorm, allowing them to daze me if they want. So brainstorming before I play a land. They might, like, because I just had a game of not having mana, they might think that the story repeats itself, tempting them to daze. That's what I was hoping. Okay, that's fine. I just surveil end of turn. Or brainstorm now. I think I'm gonna brainstorm in response. Okay, well, I have maybe too many lands, but let's try and play a Murktide and just play Baragorfs after that. Force, okay. So let's see if they can keep like drawing cards and dealing with my threats. I have a lot of threats coming up. Maybe they have a Bowmaster? Just a draw card. Okay, fine. So Baragov is easy for them to deal with, of course. But then maybe I can do double Baragov next turn with Reanimate. Might as well get basic. Okay. So next turn will be the big one. Whether like my barrage will do something, or if the incremental advantage of Temio is better, is good enough. That's pretty good. Stripping away Baragov or Reanimate? Probably Reanimate because it's more efficient. Well, I could play into Daze. Like I feel like just playing into push is not extremely strong. So I actually feel like I should go for the higher upside play here. At the risk of getting dazed. Okay. So how are they gonna beat this? I'm getting something. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, so they maybe gonna bounce. I'm just gonna surveil, I think. They don't have like a clock on me, so I'm just gonna look for gas. That's nice. It's definitely nice. I can play, yeah, I'm just gonna say, like draw the, no, I'm not drawing a card, so I'm just gonna say top and top. So I can play Baragov Murktide next turn. Now cracking clue tokens is not gonna cut it for sure. They need some kind of removal. I mean, they have potentially a couple to get rid of Kaito. Dark Ritual. Huh. Interesting. Are they going for Doomsday? Or just double clue? Another Dark Ritual? Wow. I mean, sure. Okay. Turning Dark Ritual into cards. And then a Brainstorm. I mean, that means that they play Doomsday. They just hit it really well, I assume. That's interesting. Yeah. So, I think I want to just plus so that I threaten taking out the Tameo. I don't really need cards, and they can, anyways, they can jump. Yeah, sorry. Bad math. Bad math. So which one I want to prioritize the Murktide. Like this. And then, well, they can't just play past the turn pile for sure. And let's see if their tempo plan can trump what I'm doing here. If they have like push Murktide, that's pretty good. I have a feeling that we're gonna get there, but you never know. Dark rituals flying around. So I think I want to just put Kaito on Temio. Yeah. And see how they block. Just kind of assuming that their path to victory includes Doomsday and winning on the same turn. Okay, they have that. So far, so good. We're gonna jump. Okay, I can draw a card. Wastelands. I mean, it's not nothing. The first one, because I feel like they might need mana beyond Doomsday to get anywhere. Two cards. They need some really good removal spells, basically. That one is... I can tap that down. So it's decent, but just gonna black for good measure. So if my Murktide was a bit bigger, that would be nice, just for the clock. But let's see if we can find something. Not yet. Okay, I'm gonna draw a card as well. That is not doing much. Well, they should be in trouble, right? Let's see, let's see. I'm wary. You never know what pops out of a mixed bag deck like that. So, what should I consider? Murktide, Murktide and Tamir removal is what I've seen the necessity for, and Doomsday is is on the radar. I assume they keep it in if they keep Dark Ritual, but they can change, of course. So that buys them not a turn. They need a blocker as well. I can tap a blocker, stun once more, so yeah. Okay. Going up one time was pretty nice. If they had a blocker here, being able to stun again. So, pretty weak to their combo with my current setup. I thought they were just Dimir Tempo. I have a lot of removal. I like Brazen's a bit more. Don't really like Wastelands. That's not my plan. That's not how I'm aiming to beat them. I think I can play like this. It's for push too much. Feel like I can Bowmaster my way out of Temio as well. And like block, attack, stuff like that. Just to have a bit more interaction. How about drown? Do I believe in that? I think on the draw it's a bit, yeah, it's a bit suspect. I don't know. Sus. I'll try instead of the Daze. Yeah. Okay. It's tough. It's tough. That's why their deck is good. They have the kind of the upper hand in deciding what they present, which questions they present to me. I can keep this. And I'll guess this time I'll go Island Tamio because I have the Ponder, I think. And in the market for force, second land, swamp would be fine. Well, they play Lotus Battle as well. This is Doomsday. Doughty White Walker. Okay. That's okay. Well, let's ponder for that land. No. Sweet. Just gonna push right away. I'm not gonna let him attack me. Like the fact that they played like that means I don't think they have a Doomsday on hand. They could have Murktide with what they're showing me. Sweet, getting that land. That was really clutch. Now I'm just gonna wait a bit. I'm probably gonna play Bowmasters at the end of their turn. If we can get that down before they start doing broken stuff, I'll be happy. If they Daze, so be it. Don't think they have the space for a bunch. Okay, they do have the space for a Bowmaster or two. I think I'm just gonna play my Bowmaster at the risk of getting dazed. So I can attack. They force. Okay. It's aggressive. One card left. And I'm trying to block here if they attack. But I'm not blocking this one because I plan to reanimate here, so I assume my orc is growing next turn. If I can draw a land, I'd be happy. Force of Will would also be awesome. Baraglyph. Ugh. Yeah. That's a card. Okay, so I'm gonna have an out to getting this pushback. And you just need to jump block. Let's get rid of their Bowmasters first. Things first. And attack. Okay, sweet. So I don't need all of those Kaitos. The Drown in the Log is pretty nice as backup removal. I think I'm just gonna hide one. Well, put both on top and maybe draw. Maybe draw it. Let's see. Yeah, we're firmly in control. Just need to fade a Doomsday, kinda. That's what I feel like. Sacrificed for the greater good. Now... Uh-oh. Yeah. Doomsday? In that case, I'm gonna brainstorm for hoping to find a force. That one. Okay. That's also a problem-ish. Let's see, what did they remove? Not all of this. Right. So is it 7/7 or? I assume so. So I can make my Murktide next. My Murktide a big enough with the. Well, not necessarily big enough. Question is if I need to brainstorm. Hmm. Really like to be sure how big this is, but yeah, I'm gonna fetch, and like Kaito is not what's up. But I do want to get my grave as big as possible. Okay, okay. Don't need all of those thought pieces, but just the one might make a difference. Even though I'm gonna target nothing. Okay, it's just a 6/6. So I will be just presenting a 1, 2, 3, 7/7 push without doing anything else. So that's pretty good. So now we're once again in the driver's seat. Need to fade a Doomsday, I guess, once again. Okay, just a land. So now we have infinite card draw and counterspell. I think I can safely draw a card right away, see if it changes anything. And I'm just waiting patiently to make a move, basically drawing my cards and taking up. I won't be too afraid of. They just brainstorm into the Bowmasters. Okay. Okay. Yeah. They had enough. Okay. Sweet. So in the end, we never saw Doomsday, so maybe it wasn't there, but it certainly had me scared. See you for the next round. Hi, before going to the second round, I thought it was worth it just to take a small break after this matchup and talk about like the removal conundrum that you face right now with these different hybrid Dimir decks running around. We probably faced Doomsday, but I'm not even sure. We saw Dark Ritual. Maybe they're just going for like a turn one Baragorth or something like that. But yeah, we can't really know. And besides that, and the theme of these next couple of minutes, I after the match, it dawned on me the old knowledge. Well, it used to be relevant years back when I played Thought Scour, that opposing Doomsday players, you can actually get them quite easily with Thought Scour. It's very tough for them to play around when they also have to play around different things. So if they have a draw spell on the stack and you can mill their deck, they lose. And well, at any point of their post Doomsday pile, Thought Scour can be strong. So I shouldn't have cut Thought Scour against a potential Doomsday pile. That's really strong. That your cantrip, which is otherwise a poor cantrip, can be so good against a well, arguably one of the best, maybe the best deck around, if the pilot knows how to play it. So yeah, Thought Scour, +1 for Thought Scour. I have to consider if other decks around can be scoured for value. I was thinking like the Reanimator deck because they run a lot of monsters, like 6 or something. If we have the Reanimate already in hand, that might come up. Maybe other decks as well, but I didn't really think about it much yet. Anyways, the theme of this break is that when we face one of these hybrid decks, either Doomsday, Blue-Black Cloudpost, Reanimator, or Blue-Black Show and Tell, or even Oops All Spells with a Creature Duke in the sideboard, then we have to be able to beat their combo, which is a spell that does, well, this is a creature, but it does things on arrival, and we also have to beat some number of these. Against all of these first Dimir decks, I expect kind of these numbers, more or less, post-board. And against Balustrade, it's more just a bunch of Barragoyfs and slashers, unstoppable slashers, maybe Bowmasters. So I wrote up kind of the removal suite that I'm interested in. But there are other options that are good, like the one that costs 1 black that can get rid of a small Planeswalker. I forget the name, but I'm sure you know what I mean. And maybe I'll remember later. So, like after writing this up, I feel like these are reasonable numbers. Again, the chalice issue makes me want to play more Brazens and no Bitter Triumphs, but they do almost the same thing, short term at least. So and at least Brazen pitches to force, so that is a plus. But I think that this kind of shows why I like Drown, because sure, it's only really good against Barragoyf in the creature suite, but still, it can take a Tameo or Bowmasters, and it's also just counterspell for all of this nonsense. So, so like backed up with Thoughtseize and Daze, I like it a lot. I still don't know what the number is, and that depends on all the other matchups as well, of course. By the way, I have this ear open because my son is hanging out in my perimeter. So if he calls, if he babbles, then I'll be ready. Um, but it's really tough, like the number of push and snuff out, I think, because it's mostly for Tameo, and which is like you need that early, ideally. So that means you need more. At least Murktide removal, you can have less because you can cantrip into it. And in my build here, I have my own Murktides. As we saw, that's a way of just blocking their Murktide. So that kind of pushes these like cheap Temio removal up in numbers, but they're not blue. Like all of these, if I like in the deck that I'm playing now, I have 2 Brazen, so these are all blue, so they at least pitch to force. But yeah, this is there's no like solution, even if like crunching a kind of like I didn't really crunch numbers, but I made it a bit easy to see at least what we have in front of us, and but that doesn't mean that the answer is easy to find, like the good mix. But yeah, after doing this, I almost felt like trying Unable to Scream, the solution in Is It that Juju Bean came up with. Make from 1 blue an enchantment, making a creature into a 0/2 toy. Because it's blue and it deals with a lot of different things. But to be seen if I try that out someday. Now let's play some more Legacy. All right. Second round. I'm joined by my son as an exception to the rule, and I won that I roll. That's not pretty. That is not pretty at all. I hate I hate mulliganing. I'm gonna keep, and I have a Surveil, and maybe that Reanimate is good. Like, maybe this is crazy, but mulliganing on the play in the dark, oh, I hate it. So so I'll risk my biscuit, so to speak. Of course, I'm gonna surveil a Barragoyf into the bin, and I'm gonna waste Reanimate, right? I checked out my opponent, but they don't play much Legacy, it seems. So I have no idea of what they're playing. Timio, okay. So I could try and get this Daze. Do I want that? Maybe, because I can reanimate it. I guess I want that. Guess I don't really want it because I have lands, but putting them back a land is interesting. You know, they fire off a Brainstorm. No, they do Daze. Okay. Nice. So it's like that Daze wasn't good against me, but setting them back a land seems good. So they go Island Daze. Island Daze. That's and they force. Wow, with a Lorien. All right, all right. Next turn, we'll try again. I don't hate how that is going so far. And they have a Ponder. So Lorien, Daze Force. Feel like that's a show and tell deck. The Lorien being kind of off. And what am I playing? I really don't want to play this island. I'll just play a Wasteland. And then I'm not playing more lands unless it's maybe I shouldn't even have. Yeah, I shouldn't have played this Wasteland. They force again with an Atraxa. So it is it is a show and tell deck, I assume. Could be a reanimator deck. But yeah, I shouldn't have played this. Like unless I'm working towards hardcasting force. That is kind of a thing when they're so low on resources. I think I'm actually gonna do like work my way towards that. As poor as it seems, it might be good enough. They don't want to. Now they want to do something. I wonder why. Brainstorm, yeah. Wonder why they fetch before. Do they know the top with that ponder? Maybe they do. So we still don't know exactly what kind of unfair plan they have. We only know that it involves Atraxa, which is par for the course. So yeah, this metagame, it's all about Dimir. So if they have a second island, yeah, they are good to go. My wastelands are definitely stuck up. Can't have that. My wastelands are definitely not, at least the first one is being boarded out. Stack up, it like definitely feels like show and tell then, and that they have some ancient tombs in the deck. Jesus. Well, we are not cooking in a sense, it's my mulligan decision maybe coming back to bite me, but I feel like yeah, I feel like it's more than that. I can play this. Like my draws have been kind of as bad as my as most of the cards in my hand. I understand why they forced that Temio. They had nothing going on as well. Thought Scour. So what do they have in hand? Like parts of the combo and counter spells. Well, I'm gonna scour myself. See if I can find a threat. More lands. Okay. This is quite the slow action. Bowmaster would be nice in this matchup in general, but especially with all of this draw going on. Feel free. Feel free. I think they do absolutely nothing. Well, maybe they have Murktide in the main deck. It's not impossible. I guess we can figure out from what they take. And then show and tell. Omniscience with one card and nothing. Hilarious. So now they don't need their mana. This is painful. They don't need their mana, but I guess like this might do something, right? Yeah, didn't have much to do in this game, but like they're at 10 with two good draws. Like, yeah, that's nice. I mean, I guess they have Force of Wills in their hand since they're not playing anything. Yeah. What a sleepy match or game. First game. Oh my god. Still not playing this. Like if I double Brainstorm, I can have a full grip. I kind of need Brazen to get rid of that Omniscience before they draw something. This is ridiculous. Thoughtseize. Kind of want to wait on that and protect proactive play from my part. Another Omniscience, sure. Okay. You got it, my friend. Oh, this is painful. Do I play one now, maybe? Okay, I'll play one. Just because I'm curious. Double push, and the Temia they don't want to play because I have a push. I guess I'll take the... Well... I guess I'll take the push. Then I can draw a Bergoyf. Or they draw the Thoughtseize, yeah, to punish this way of playing. That is also in the cards. Hmm. Yeah. I should still lose this handily. Like it's impossible. It's amazing that I'm alive still, but yeah, I don't want to play. I don't think they play Kaito, and I'm lazy. No. Uh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Awesome at Daze. Uh, I'll play a land, I guess. Just a fixing. Finish me off, please. This is just Dimir do nothing against Dimir do nothing. Okay, now I think should be over. Okay. I've seen enough. So, once again, yeah, my little segue between round 1 and 2 is very relevant. So let's see how I fit this in. Definitely want the Bowmasters as well. And a deck like that, they don't board out Show and Tell, I don't think so. In theory, they could. Show and Tell, Omniscience, Attraction. In theory, if they have a full transformational sideboard. I'm looking at cards like this. And now I can shave Thought Scours. I think I can shave. Yeah. I don't know. I think I'll keep it at that number. Baragorf is pretty medium. They even have push. So I don't love it. Of course, I need to win the game, but I think I can win either by reanimating one of their cards or my own. I think reanimate is fine because I have the Thoughtseize and Atraxa reanimate line as well, beyond us just trading a lot of fair creatures. Okay, so I can hedge towards their combo and their stock ups. I like that. Okay. And then do I want the brazen? Nah. Nah. I'll say nah. Two answers to Murktide plus my own. And they might not play Murktide. Okay, that's a nice one. That is a very nice one. Being able to snuff out their Temio if they have one. And just play another one. Or reanimate it. Probably reanimating it so I have a pitch for a force. Then I can go brainstorming for better things. That was a crazy game 1. Completely. Okay. They take the Brainstorm, okay. So now I can just sit on. So when I like cracking, don't think they play Bowmasses, but they could. I think I rather want to play around Daze if they go for something. Well, probably no matter what, crack a clue at the end. So I'll just fetch now. Alright. So doing this is just, I mean, it doesn't play around any likely card, but so what's the timing on Snuff Out here? I'll do it now to play around Force of Negation. Alright. That's cool. Now I can crack to hit my land drop. But I don't want to do that. I don't think it's so important. Still want to play around Daze. Alright, another one. I think I want to draw a card in response. Murktide, okay, that's pretty good. Now I just want to ignore Temio. And, okay, I do want to Daze that one though. It's pretty perfect. Giving me 5 cards here. They have 2 cards left. So yeah, that is perfect. It's of course tough when they mulligan to 5. Like they're trying to get to 3 mana, show and tell, and pay off, and that's just tough to do. With that few cards in a grindy matchup. Yeah, okay. So did we learn anything? Not really, just Temios. Just Temios. Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna play the same. Don't want to go too high on pushes. Like Bowmaster is also like a soft response, a soft answer to Tamio. So, okay, well, I'm gonna keep, but of course we're pretty soft to their combo. I think I'm just gonna play this Tamio and act as if everything is fine and they don't do scary things on their end on turn 2. I mean, they didn't look very aggressive, but we know they have Ancient Tomb, so they can present a turn 2 combo some part of the time. Alright. And that's just life. Like, I could have one more Force of Negation in my deck. That's it. And then otherwise I'm just banking on. Okay, they do what with the shuffle? They like it. Okay. And they played that one. Interesting. That's not bad. I think I have to brainstorm though. To find more. Like just to have a good turn. Yep. Happy to find the land. Not so happy that I didn't find a force or Daze. Putting those pushes on the top so I can potentially remove them with a Thought Scour. Maybe draw one. But yeah, this is not ideal. Maybe I should have fewer creatures and that's just one more Force of Negation in the deck. It feels a bit wrong not having it. But yeah, I need more practice against these hybrid decks. I don't have the time to really grind away these days, so I am learning as you. Okay, I'm learning in front of you basically, and getting smarter, hopefully with you. So, I mean, this is over, right? Stock up. Brainstorm is not awesome. I don't have a lot of removal, but I do have some. I'm just gonna let them play more spells before I concede. Okay, now I can concede. All right, see you for the next round, third round. All right, the third round, and I have no idea what my opponent is playing. That's an easy mulligan. And, well, that's a keep. They also mulligan. I think I'm gonna bin either a Daze or a Brainstorm. I think I'm gonna bin a Brainstorm. I feel like between Brainstorm and then Thought Scour, I can find what I need, and then having the interaction, I like that. To get me into the mid game. So yeah, my plan is to end of turn Brainstorm and probably Thought Scour in my upkeep. Assuming I find bad cards. Timio. Okay, well, I'm dazing that one for sure. Are they forcing? No. And Brainstorm. Okay. Well, of course I can't Thought Scour in my upkeep, but that's not a problem. I think I don't want the third land, probably. It's just too much. That this Force of Will might be bad as well, but I have a feeling that it's gonna keep me alive. Let's see what they're up to. If it's a Bowmaster matchup or Show and Tell matchup again. So many decks look alike these days in the early turns. Another Temio. I think I'm just forcing and pitching Daze. And I don't mind if they, well, I don't think they're gonna Daze my, okay, I'm gonna Thought Scour just so I get rid of that third land. I could have thought Seized before playing the Temio. I guess that's a way of playing around Daze, but maybe they had Brainstorm. They wanted to like Temio Brainstorm and hope that it would just resolve. I don't know. It's interesting that they did it in that order. Since I have no good plays, I'll go for this one. My Thought Scour didn't do anything interesting. Yeah. Nope. No creatures. Alright. Feel like we're both just scrapping for getting to the first threat. Ideally, Murktide or Temio. They don't shuffle. Do they have the third Temio? Ponder 2 shuffle maybe. Yeah, so my opponent is up cards because I forced and I was on the play. Okay, well, that's a Surveil land. We still don't know what their deck is about beyond the basic Dimir shell. And yeah, 3 rounds in a row that I wanted the 4th Bowmaster in the deck. But I don't know. Let's see how the meta shapes up. It can't all be Dimir, right? They have 3 cards. They are not playing a threat, so could be okay. Well, let's work towards that. I mean, so now we saw Wasteland. I could have Daze. They could have him. Like several players played on day 2 in at Eternal Weekend. Dimir with 2 or 3 hymns. They take the Force. That's interesting. That's because they have Daze, like double Daze, and they don't care about Berghoff at all. So I prefer to target my own Temios when I can, because if they flip, they go back to their opponent's control. In this case, I'm gonna go for the Temio and just see how it goes. Just try not to play a Brainstorm, right? Are they gonna double Daze me? They can't really when they know I have Berghoff coming. Okay. Force pitching Daze. So now they're hellbent, and we just need a land to have the best Goif in town. That was yeah, tough tough moment for them. I understand why they did force it, hoping that they can maybe draw another Daze, Wasteland, or push for this Baraggoyf. Okay, so they have drawn 2 cards that are either, well, Daze, maybe like force no blue cards, no Thoughtseize. It could be a Daze for sure, but I'm just gonna play my Baraggoyf and accept the Daze basically. Yeah. That's life. If I get to flip this one, I can reanimate my Baraggoyf. That is definitely something I want to work towards. Like finding a Thought Scour or, okay, aggressive Brainstorm. But they are under pressure. I want to find out, like, maybe crack this on my turn to either find a land for the second clue or a Thought Scour or Ponder or a Brainstorm, and then we are cooking. What do they get rid of with the Undercity Sewers? Yeah, that's a nice, another Undercity, okay. So they have some good selection here. Nice. And so I imagine they're gonna play 1 or 2 threats next turn. Sweet. Well, just getting rid of 2 lands. I don't want to crack and then get dazed on my reanimate, really. So just do it like this. That might be wrong, since they might not have the luxury to keep days, but they only played 1, so I think it is a real risk. So yeah, I can reanimate next turn once again. Reanimate is awesome. I'm really like, this is the first time in, let's say, just ever that I'm playing that amount of reanimates without any big monsters. But I think it's actually a really good it's a good avenue to pursue. It can be built in many different ways. They shuffle, but just getting like a discount on Baraggoyf is good enough, and Temio Reanimate is sweet. And then, of course, Thought Seizing opponents, big stuff, and reanimating it is an awesome avenue. Sure, they have 1 card left. And now we can start let's see. Let's get back Reanimate. Alright. And when am I drawing cards? I'm waiting, I think. At least for their upkeep. And why upkeep? I don't mind them Thought Seizing me, really. I just don't want to get Bowmastered. So what am I afraid of? Mostly Murktide. We've seen very few threats out of them. Like, only Temio. It's crazy, really. I assume they shuffle. I assume they play 3 to 4 Bowmasters. Okay, they concede. So, I, I'll act as if this is just completely fair, Dimir. And I have Kaitos for that matchup. Bowmasters, removal, and maybe another land just for the land drop, and maybe these medium cards. Don't want forces. I'm on the draw, and I think I can shave here. Like, after playing with this build, I've been thinking many times that I want 3 Ponder, 3 Thought Scour instead, just to be more reliably finding my second land with Ponder. But that's a small detail. I like the Reanimates. Basically, Brazen is for Murktide. I don't think I want rounds. Yeah, it's not needed. 2 cats, too many. Like, I can definitely cut Daze. I can also cut another one. Or I can cut a Thought Scour. I'm gonna do that. I like having just the lane drops to play my stuff. And maybe around Daze. Okay. Scary hand. Since I don't have the second land and I can't find an island to go with my Tameo. So I'm just gonna ponder if I don't draw a land. So now I bought it out most of my counter magic. So if they actually are on some kind of combo hidden in that other part of the deck we didn't see, then they can definitely get us. And let's ponder. Swamp is not amazing, but will it do? I guess so. I guess so. The fact that I don't shuffle will also make it just a bit less likely that they waste us. If we shuffle there, they're gonna waste it any day of the week. They brainstorm. Like, I feel like, what did they do with the ponder? This is probably bait. They didn't shuffle with the ponder, so I think this is bait. Like, the only reason I'm considering it is because I can then like trade cards and protect my land, and that might be reason enough. Dotsies. Okay, we just have a lot of spells. Go ahead. And I guess they can figure out that we have a land on top. Okay. Nice one. I actually feel like developing my Bowmaster because I have the Reanimate. If they have Bowmaster, just playing Temio. I don't know, it feels a bit weak. So what, Bowmaster just... It's mostly a question of using my mana. Um, and then maybe I can Temi or Reanimate next turn. And like the Daze does offer a kind of protection. They know about it, but still, they might not have the luxury to play around it as they will, as they wish. Okay, that is a-okay. Definitely better than and then a ponder. Now I actually want to use my Daze. I'm not guaranteed to get a better Daze later, and I know I'm not hitting my land drop, so this will conceal it because I'll make this land drop. And now the question does become, do I play my Reanimate? That opens the door for them having the Bowmaster advantage. But yeah, still think I do it. Still think I do it. At least I have the bigger token. They missed their land drop, if I'm not mistaken. So they can definitely have a Bowmaster here, but feel like it's not the end of the world. And okay, that is a fine exchange when I'm on the beatdown. And when I have a second Temio. Okay, that is scary. That's a big one. We both have 3-turn clocks. I can also get there. I really want to hit lands. Maybe even a Reanimate. Thought Seize. No lands. I can't Thought Seize because then I actually lose the race. Well, I can't play Temio to block. Okay, I understand their attack for sure. Temio blocking might be a thing. Okay, awesome. 4 cards. Let's attack first. So if I Thought Seize, then Daze, I have to take a Daze. But if they have a Force, I really wish I had Thought Seized. And then there's the question of, can I play 2 Murktides in a row? I can if I thought seize. Hmm. Yeah, I think I. Hmm. If they have like 2 days, I can play a Tamio to jump. Gonna try this. This is a close game. They have a bounce. Okay, great timing for me. Okay, Baragorf. So I'm gonna take Daze, and then they have Baragorf Brainstorm. And Brainstorm is bad with the Bowmaster. So they need to find like good stuff or just a land. But I can make my Murktide bigger than theirs. Unless they force me to trade here. So what did they find? Okay, not bad, not bad. That will unlock their Brainstorm. But it also gives us perfect info. That's pretty good. I'm gonna play my Tamio, so I'm not gonna surveil. So they are definitely under pressure. They can find a jumper here if they have a land, but they can't just play the Baragorf. They really need removal, and then they're in the driver's seat. They already used the one Brazen. I assume they have like 1 or 2 more spells that deal with Murktide. They can also find land Murktide. Okay, so now they're probably dead. I don't think they have anything on 1 that deal with Murktide. Snuff out, maybe second snuff out. Or a jump blocker, okay. A-okay. Jump blocker is not bad. Yeah, I wanted to, I should have played this Festa Surveil and drawn a card before blockers. That was bad because if I have a push on top, I'm still gonna draw. But I could have had a better look. Okay. Fine. I mean, they get some orc value, but I think that's okay. So now they kind of have to play this unless they have a better play. And then I'll be staying back with Tamio, maybe. Depends on what I find. Yeah. Awesome. So we know they have Beargrave, so that should be it. Well, maybe they brainstorm twice. Maybe they have. Maybe, yeah, we actually don't know. We actually don't know. All right. Nice. Let's see if we can keep on winning against Dimir decks. And here we are for, what is it, the fourth round? And my opponent might be on Eldrazi. That's what they've been winning with recently. And my hand is fine. Maybe I'd say even good, if that's the case, against a lot of different decks. I have a great threat against an aggro deck. I have removal that doesn't care about Chalice. Since they didn't do anything. So I'm not banking on this Reanimate to do much, but maybe I'll snuff out a nice creature. I'm just gonna get my Sewers done. I think Ponder is my force of will pitch for the time being. Bowmasters, well, that's pretty bad, and if nothing else, it will give me something to do with Reanimate, so I'm binning that any day of the week. Well, against Ancient Tomb. Not any day of the week against a blue deck. In that case, I'd like to have the front part and the back part in Reanimate. This is a Thought Seer. It would be awesome. Yeah, that is extremely cool. That I can force. I could also snuff out, but then they'll take one of my nice cards here. Forcing is perfect. Then I have next turn, even better. Taking some damage, but just gonna check if there's any limits on this. Non-land is all okay. So I'll start with Thoughtseize. Okay. So I'll get both. They have plenty of mana. Is there a difference? What I want to exile? If I draw another Reanimate, I mean, I think I want Linebreaker in the graveyard for that scenario. Just gonna open up their lands. And pass the turn. That is an extremely good first couple of turns for us. They need some of their high impact if they play the really big Eldrazi. Something that is better than Snuff Out and a board presence. So since they saw Reanimate, they might think that we are like a real Reanimator deck, and they might board in accordingly. They have one card. Is it a big one? One unknown. Looks like a big one, indeed. Yeah. Sad face. I'm not gonna snuff out just yet. But I do. So it's like going to 8 is a real threat, but playing a Temio is also really nice. I can hardcast Snuff out, preserve my life total, but I think I wanna just be able to play my Temio here, and I'll save this for a potential Brainstorm. So let's see if they can draw some good cards. Okay, no, not. That wasn't good enough for them. I do think they can take one more draw before they concede, but okay. Wasteland might be good. Fatal Push might be good. I'm expecting well, Chalice, and I hope they bring in some Graveyard Hate. Because of that, I'm like, my first thought is getting rid of those, but Boomasters is quite bad. Consigns, of course. Force of Negation. It's really only Chalice, but that is also kind of enough, maybe. They have Caustic's Command. I think I'm getting rid of Reanimates. If they bring in like Fairy Macabre, I just want them to be complete blanks. I think that's the logic. I don't love Tamios. And I could cut a Daze. Kaito is too slow, I think. I'll cut a Daze. Yeah. So Murktide is kind of the plan. I hope they don't play Leylines. But when I built this deck, my thinking was that basically no one plays Leylines. We have a fine hand. Bad against turn 1 Chalice, but that is life. They mulligan to 5. And we can still just loot Chalice. So let's see. They have a trigger here. Means they have a Devourer in hand. They play a Wasteland. I just want to figure out exactly what this card does. They choose one of these 3. No, there's one unknown. These are exiled. Okay. So, anyways, them playing. I mean, I'm gonna go for probably basic island consign, hoping that I can consign whatever they do. They don't have cavern. That is. I could also push, but then I'm like, can get wastelanded. I want to get to 3 mana. I don't want to give them mana if they have a pedal, but I especially just don't want to get wasted. I want to live to play this Barragoyf. I can Brainstorm now. I might find a waste. Okay, too many lands. So plenty of removal, and I can hide Barragoyf if they have a Thought Seer. Okay. I am just getting a swamp here in the upkeep. Would love to draw Force of Will. Consign is pretty good. They can dismember. My Bargoyf is the thing. I could wait on the Bargoyf since I have Consign. What is in their hand when they don't play? We know they have a 7-drop, and the other cards could be like K Command, more 7-drops, or something like Dismember. Yeah, I'm gonna play the Bargoyf. I think it's a bit too playing too scared, not playing it. Like there's just a decent chance that they have cards that are not Dismember. Okay. But they had a Dismember. Fair enough. And more mana. 5 in total. And they go for a K command when I'm tapped out. So they can get to the 7-drop. This at least the 7-drop I can consign pretty handily. But yeah, that was a good turn for them. And now Bargoyf is big. But yeah, too late for that. I think I wanna Brainstorm now. Okay, Thought Season Force is pretty good. And Antemio, I'm gonna hide. I think both of these might get. Maybe actually I'm binning the pushes with the Thought Scour in my upkeep. Like likely. Okay, so this one is not that scary. It's basically bounce for yeah, a bounce spell. So do I want them to bounce my Tamio? That's fine. Then it's like done. Maybe I just draw my my push, the first one, and replay Tamio. Let's see. Yep. One card, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, no cavern. It's all good. I can wait on the push. And they're at 10 already, so now at 8. I can force whatever this is. Another bounce. I mean, that's not very scary. I'm just gonna accept that. Yeah, just gonna accept that and shoot this one. and keep on trucking. Like, they don't have they don't have a lot of mana. They don't have cavern, so I just need to find something that attacks before I don't know, in 4 turns or something. I feel like, and I'm gonna snuff out that one, I guess, because that's pretty scary. What's the tech? Beginning of combat is when it gets out of hand. Snuff out is sweet. I think because I'm at 11, I want to push so I can start attacking without fear. Okay, that's not bad. Because I want my double blue for Murktide. Don't want to force. Thought Scour is my pitch for sure. I have things to do with my clue tokens, with my mana, so Consign is my backup, second backup, and I'm just working towards Murktide. Or that one, awesome. And they can jump once. Okay, they don't want to go through that. Sweet. Bergoth was a good one in this matchup, and basic lands was pretty sweet. Snuff out was sweet. Well, see you for the last round. Alright, last round, and my opponent, they have only modern results. We have a nice hand here. I'll just lead on Undercity Sewers. So I have no idea what they play, but I think I'll. I mean, my hand is so versatile. Maybe I'd like to see a force with this. The question is what I bin and what I keep. I don't hate force. Another Daze I don't want. Second Reanimate I don't want. Maybe they'll be a bit scared now that they saw me binning Reanimate. Wasteland, yeah, that's a likely card. A land. I would have kept the land for that reason. Just say go. Because I have the second Brainstorm, I'm okay brainstorming. I'm gonna get an island, I think. Yeah, get an island. Okay, nice. I want kind of all of this. I guess I can just lead on the Underground Sea and draw the fetch for Swamp. If they waste, it's fine. What are they gonna do here? I don't know. I'm gonna wait on the Bowmaster, I think. Okay, now we know they also play Bowmaster. Well, since I have Daze and Reanimate, I actually think it's okay to play this now. If they have a Bowmaster, I can Daze it. If they Daze, I can Reanimate. If they have a push, I can Reanimate. And if they have just cantrips, then it's awesome playing the Bowmaster like that. I'm just gonna do it like this to get better attack in, bigger attack. They Brainstorm, sure. I am hoping that my Daze can get something better than a one CMC card. And I'm gonna Brainstorm now as well to play around their Bowmaster. Okay, don't want the third or fourth land, I think. I guess I don't want Thought Scour. I think I'll just play like this. Get I already used my Surveil, but at least I can Daze and play around Daze if they have a 2-drop and no land. Okay, they have a land. And they look like it's a kind of mirror. Like, of course, we don't play a stock list, but basically just Tempo, Dimir Tempo mirror. They have a push. Then it's a good time for me to push Temio, so they can't Brainstorm. If they make a move, I can maybe Daze their push on Bowmaster. Okay, Bowmaster dies. It's a fact. I would love to find more board presence, maybe a Wasteland. I think I'm gonna Brainstorm. Don't listen. Don't need like all these cantrips. Okay. Yeah. I think I'm getting rid of. Could get rid of the Daze actually. And just look for real cards from here on out. I think I'm gonna do that. Let's attack. Temio is likely to get shot at sight, but they did already use 2 push, so maybe not. And I'll ponder. Maybe this is a force pitch. Okay, sweet. Hiding the Murktide. Wasteland, yeah. Fetch. They cannot make a very big Murktide, if that was what they were going for. And I have a bad card on top with thinking about, well, a land. Maybe the land is not that bad, actually. I'm definitely prioritizing. It's interesting that they didn't waste. They're playing around Daze. I'm gonna prioritize getting Murktide in play. I'm not removing that, though. The push might be good if I get to flip. Think I'm just jump blocking Baraglyph. And drawing a card. And then I'll make a new jump blocker next turn, so my Bowmaster doesn't get dazed. I think that's the plan. Since they have this Wasteland, I'm kind of okay drawing the land. The big question is if they can handle Murktide. At this point, I don't mind them getting 4 life if I'm drawing extra cards. Another one is a bit tough, though. I won't lie. I won't lie. So I can flip Temio. If I play Bowmaster now, I have Clue Token. Well, yeah. It's tough. I really want to be able to block. I think I'm just gonna draw cards. I'll start by drawing a card here. I can Thought Scour first. Push is awesome. Awesome indeed. With the fetch. And I love to flip my Tameo, but for the time being, well, it'll be next turn maybe. And I will play this now because I'm doing it before combat anyways. Yeah, what a grind. Feel like I'm ahead, but it can change very quickly. Three cards. I'm pretty sure one is a Daze, but not two. And not force. I think they would have forced. Wasteland's not bad since I have the upper hand on mana. I'm not attacking with Bowmasters. That's like the backup blocker. I think I can draw one card. I think I'll draw one card. Like this. Not bad, not bad. Push, the thing they would have used. Okay, they jump. And I think I'm gonna go for the Bergoyf instead of flipping Tameo. Okay, now they have a force. And they pitch the Daze. Okay. I'm gonna waste and I'm gonna jump, I think. Since it's not sure they have any cantrips. Nor the time to really use them. And yeah, I'm gonna do that. I don't want them drawing creatures with Bergoyf. I can. I'll just. Yeah, I'm gonna draw one card. If I find a Murktide, it's GG's. Okay. I'll attack first. I'll draw a card. I can still Thought Seize. Don't think they have much, but still. Might have a... Yeah, what do they have? Okay. Okay, got duly punished. Wow. For not playing the Thoughtseize first. That's crazy. And the last days. So now they have to attack Temio, but I have to draw something. Wow. That's so cool. Okay. And I should play a bit faster. Okay, they go for attacking me. Yeah, it worked out, but only milling 3 cards. It's a bit risky. It worked out because now I can get my push, and I think I have to, and then I have to beat the the Bowmaster. Yeah, that's what a game. I think I win it if I thought Seize first. I didn't think about Sheldred's Edict being shut down like that. I can just snuff out that one. Okay. That won't do. We have some time. We have plenty of Murktides left. No, we have 2 Murktides left in the deck. Guess I will let them lose 2 life. Thank you very much. Okay, drawing a force is extremely sweet, of course. That's 2 good top decks in a row. And now I think the clock is my biggest threat. Is this really game 1? It is. I need to win. Sorry, play faster. I guess that's like a price of talking and playing. So, the mirror. The mirror, the mirror, the mirror. Don't like the rounds. Is this out of 5 rounds? This is 4 Dimir matchups. Brazen is a maybe. We saw several Murktides from them. Don't like forces. And I could just cut the Dazes. I think that's fine. We didn't see Kaito, but that doesn't mean they don't have them. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. And I'll try to play a bit faster. I hate losing on time. they were kind to concede. They could have like played on for a couple of turns. That would have taken like a minute of my time maybe, since I had to hold up force. In that game, it paid off having so many Bergoyfs in the main. It's not always good, but it's in these slugfests that go, we just want to draw removal and good threats. It's definitely an advantage. Like the 4 Murktide and 3 Bergoyf and 3 Reanimate is good in these mirrors. Only 5 minutes behind. Maybe I can catch up. If we have a game 3, I'd like to be at par or better. I prefer paper play, but when I am playing online, I play with the constraints of that, and the clock is part of that. So I don't mind winning with the clock, but I do hate losing since it should be under something you can control. It's a bit different as I'm also narrating, but still. They're taking their sweet time. Maybe they don't want to be too much ahead on time. Alright, that's a mulligan. For sure. And that's a keep, getting rid of a Kaito. And I'll just get an island. Nice little hand. You're gonna surveil? Yeah. Okay, so they're back. And I think I'm just gonna jam. Well, let's see with the timing. But if I can go Bowmaster Kaito, then that is sweet. Ah. Would have loved the third land instead of the second Kaito. At least now if they Thoughtseize, it's pretty good. At this point I'm gonna play the Bowmaster and hope to draw that land. That's a huge upside. They already dazed once. Brainstorm? No, Daze, okay. Alright. I'm waiting. And they probably have a push, but that is still fine. If I can Kaito. Okay, they don't even have a push. Awesome. Thoughtseize, that's not what you want to see. Like, Thoughtseize does almost nothing. Maybe they take the Thought Scour. They take the Baraglyph, okay. I'm gonna Thought Scour before I can also draw a Wasteland there, which might be good. That's nice. Well, might be nice, might not be nice. I'm gonna try. If they have a Wasteland, it's a problem, of course, because then I have basically no plays. Yeah, maybe that's the reason for not doing it, because I have plays if they don't have Wasteland. So I should plan for the worst case scenario, which is Wasteland, and then yeah. Then a Murktide here is useless. Yeah, it's tough, but I think that was wrong. I should have binned it. I feel like they're heavy on cantrips. Like they tap the blue here. Just a Void Walker. Okay. That's not very strong. Then if I get Kaito into play, I think I actually prefer getting Murktide into play. Because I have few ways of handling it. And Thought he can attack Kaito. And they're basically like dead. Plus, I can bounce if they have a Murktide. And like I like both of my cards here. I play Reanimate. Let's see if they have a force. So now, like, this is useless basically, but it's not useless if I have a Kaito in play and I don't have my 2/2 token. I think it's these things together make Murktide a slightly better play this turn, and then maybe Kaito afterwards. Okay, they're forced to ponder, and I grow my token. Their edict is bad. They need to get rid of Bowmaster first. They can't block, so they also need a Wasteland to prevent Kaito. They need a lot of stuff pretty fast. Now they have lethal with the ping to worry about. And if I return Bowmaster, that's more direct damage waiting, making it tough for them to play their own Bowmaster. And we almost got there on time, but they've been really slow as well. Maybe they're narrating as well on their end. They didn't shuffle, so they have a plan. We must assume. can be in their hand. All right. Push on the token. And Murktide. Murktide. And if they have a force as well, then they've stabilized. Not bad, not bad. Now, maybe I don't waste them, because this makes me guarantee Kaito easily here. Now, and doesn't change their Murktide math. And maybe I can play a Kaito around Daze even. This one. Three cards, one of them being Murktide. Okay, bow is a good start, for sure. And the thing is that they have a Murktide and one card. If that card is Daze, okay, they're gonna make what with Dorothy Woodwalker? Bowmaster. I think that's the only choice. Yeah. Still, they need an answer to the Murktide. So maybe they have a Daze. If they have a Daze, then what happens? We just do the same thing next turn. All right. Sweet, we got there. So, see you for the closing thoughts. All right, the closing thoughts. In front of us is a different build of the deck we just saw. So after going through the different removal options between rounds 1 and 2, where I showed you some pros and cons, it became pretty clear to me that Pyroblast is worth a splash, just basically for Pyroblast, because it handles Temio, a lot of the combo stuff, and Murktide. But Temio is the big one, because you hate having like push against either a control deck with Temio, combo deck with Temio, and so on. And also in the fair matchups, it's nice. And I do think that I'd play maybe a braid or something. This list isn't finished, but let's just put a braid in the mix if my computer will play ball. And so I'd like to try a version without. I think Thought Scour, it felt a bit too weak, the random draw, and inspired by other lists running Katara. I'd like to try Consider, see if this is if this can work as the ponder, like turn 1 island ponder. effect and also help Murktide grow. I really like the Reanimate, and I think I'm okay using Reanimate as my anti-graveyard slash value play, having the Bowmaster upper hand and so on. That's a risk I'm willing to take for the time being. Yeah, I liked having Murktides and Reanimates. Thought Scour, not so much. And otherwise, I felt like it's worth working on this shell, this version of Dimir. And yeah, the red splash is probably what I'm doing next week. And now I'd like to show some of these stats from the Legacy Data Collection project from Eternal Weekend. Because even though it's just one point in time, I feel like the metagame should behave somewhat in similar ways going forward, where you have a lot of different stuff, but a lot of people splashing more or less heavily into black for different reasons. And so some of the results we see, what I find most interesting is match win percentage without mirror. One of the numbers that surprised me was Dimir Reanimator, 13 pilots, so it's a lot of games, having 56% match win. That's pretty strong for a deck I thought was not exactly tier 1, but close, sure, but not exactly tier 1. It looks pretty impressive, and Cradle Control, as often, is a good choice. Pretty strong percentages, Death and Taxes as well. So you see a lot of decks performing that also Yorion Control, Beanstalk Control, decks that beat up on Delver. And that you can really see in the Is It Delver stats, which is below 50%. I think that's pretty rare to see. And where is it? Where is it? It's here 49%, and Dimir Tempo is better, but it's not super strong. It's okay, but it's not impressive. The fact that Dimir Reanimated did better than Dimir Tempo, I think is very interesting, something to pay attention to. And other than that, well, yeah, the fact that Control did well is really interesting. I think we can expect more Control in the metagame. It looks like it has a spot for sure. And how about Red Stompy? I didn't check that one out. Pretty bad showing. Actually, pretty horrendous. It's interesting, yeah. So thanks to the Legacy Data Collection project, I think there's a lot of this is definitely there's no final truth in numbers like this, but it gives an indication of what is worth working on and what is not worth working on. I think Issa Delver is in a tough spot with all of these fair different decks, plenty of decks playing Bowmaster and Barragoyf. It's like the same issue, but it's just worse than before, where at least before the ban, Blue Black Reanimator was something you can attack with an aggressive game plan, and they wouldn't have a lot of these fair cards before sideboarding. Now you'll face them more often. These fair, tough black cards. But yeah, I'm happy about my current version of Dimir, which is trying to be the better Dimir deck with Murktides, plenty of Bowmasters with the Reanimates on top, and the Pyroblasts worth checking out for winning against those show and tell decks, having the upper hand in the Tameo battles regardless of matchup. I think the two Volcanics is worth it, and then to be seen what's the mix of I think like that's an easy swap. And I'd like one more, I think, way to handle Chalice since we are in red, and then I'm good to go. So see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this delayed version of True Tempo.